YouTube, Dailymotion, Facebook, and Tumblr fans. How's it going, everyone? This is Midnight Strike, back for another game review, and this one is a long time coming. I actually meant to upload this yesterday, or record this yesterday, I should say, but other things came up. This is a little bit late to the party, as it was released about a month ago now, almost, but nevertheless, I feel like I want to voice my opinions on this awesome PS4 game. Infamous Second Son. Yes, this is about my third PS4 game, I think, for reviewing. No, fourth. This is my fourth PS4 game, and ironically, it is the best that I have played for the series, or for the actual console yet. So, this is the best game yet. Previous record holder was Need for Speed Rivals for my favorite, but then again, this is the third game in a series that I already like, so I mean, it's got a lot building up to it, except for the one fact that it pretty much breaks off of everything that its predecessors have stood for, and introduced the new character, Delsin Rowe. Now, I actually admittedly like Delsin Rowe a lot better than I liked Cole, because Cole in the first two games actually seemed like he was a little bit more emotionless, or stoic, so to speak, and Delsin actually has a lot more flavor and a lot more character to him, a lot more light, I guess, a lot more just of something, and I really hope they actually make another game with Delsin before branching off to a different protagonist. So Cole was great and all. I mean, Cole was absolutely phenomenal. He was powerful, he was stoic, he was a badass, but for me, he didn't have enough character. I mean, it's kind of like contrasting Altair with Ezio in the Assassin's Creed series, so there was that. I did like Delsin a lot better than I liked Cole, but then again, they actually did include a lot, and I mean a lot, of Easter eggs in this game, actually alluding to Cole, like, for example, Cole McGee's Electronics, the place where you actually meet one of the key characters that I will not be naming due to spoiler reasons, and you know, there's a lot of other different actual Easter eggs that you can find, you can go out and find in this game, such as some actual previous Naughty Dog titles, such as Sly Cooper. You have a lot of Sly Cooper Easter eggs. Hell, his ringtone, Delsin Rowe's ringtone, is the Sly Cooper Thieves in Time theme from the main menu, which is kind of ironic because Thieves in Time wasn't actually produced by Sucker Punch like the other three games. It was actually produced by the same people that made the HD collection for Sly Cooper. So, Sucker Punch Productions is actually the studio makers of this game, as you can see right there, SP, Sucker Punched. And let me tell you, it is the best game we've seen for PlayStation 4 yet, like I said before. The reason? Because it's actually not a shooter, not a racing game, not a sports game, so I'm sure there'll be better games to come from this console, but as of right now, this is the best that we have. So I would definitely say that it's worth picking up if you have a PlayStation 4. It's almost a must-have. But if you don't have a PlayStation 4, it's not worth shelling out $400 for the system just to get this game. You can wait. So it already is a very good game, but graphically, it's lacking a bit. Aside from, you know, minor instances and tweaks to maybe the road and the lighting, and of course, you know, it doesn't overuse the lens flares, much like, you know, KOF Killzone Shadow Fall or Battlefield 4, it is a little bit lacking in that department. It looks like, aside from a few lighting effects, it could be released for PlayStation 3, so I have no idea why they didn't just do a dual release of this game. I probably would still get it for PS4, as I still have a PlayStation 4 and I want, you know, the definitive version of it, so to speak, but then again, I digress. This is a very good game. The mechanics are very smooth. I really like how they implement the touchscreen feature right here, whereas it's not a gimmick. They don't make you just, like, touch it and just slide it around all the time, but they actually implement it in a way that it's actually like more of like a different button, because you're pushing it down more so than you are actually sliding it around, which I find to be very annoying. But I do like the fact that they implemented it in a way where it's just another productive button. It's not just a gimmick used for the sake of motion controls, I guess. Whereas this actually is a motion controller. It's got a PlayStation Move implemented into it, and there's these really cool spray paint scenes that one could see as a gimmick, but it works very well. It works almost flawlessly. It has you take the controller, tip it on its side, press the button like you would a can of spray paint, and you're basically vandalizing Seattle in a way that, you know, contrasts with the DUP takeover. So you're basically just supporting your cause, so raising awareness for it. It's a really cool technique, and I really like that they implemented it in a way that doesn't necessarily seem gimmicky, but it seems very natural. So aside from that, you get 4 superpowers. I'm going to name off 3 of them. Smoke, which, like I said, is on the cover, and it's probably the weakest one, so I don't know why they kind of emphasize it that much. You get Neon, which is awesome, my favorite power, personal favorite, because you can glide or run forever, great distances. So, and then there's Video, which is very awesome because you can actually launch yourselves from satellites. So that's pretty cool, and you can fly around or glide around for very long periods of time. And the climbing mechanism, though, that's where I kind of draw the line. The climbing in this game, I'm just going to come out and say it sucks. Okay? You find yourself trying to jump up buildings. You jump, he latches onto the building. You have to jump again, he latches onto the building. Except for, this would be fine and dandy, except for the fact that it barely ever works. If I'm going to climb in the beginning, I'm going to have to go around certain obstacles that would be blocking my path. And it's annoying because you can never know truly what you can grab onto and what you can't, or what you can pass through, what you can jump over and what you can't. Climbing is very tedious in this game, and even though you really only need to do it in the beginning when you only have smoke powers, it's still an offset, it's still very disjointed, and kind of ruins the overall experience in the beginning, though. So it's not going to affect my rating that much, because my overall experience, my overall impressions were that it was a very good game, but it's there in the beginning, and it should be addressed as such. One thing, however, that this game did particularly well was its choice of karmic states. Now, if you're not familiar with Infamous, you get 2 karmic choices, good and evil Delsin. Now, in the past, it's been regulated to simply just in the cutscenes, you can choose whether or not you want to either kill someone, let them starve, or destroy them, or, anything like that for evil karma, or help people for good karma. Now, in this, it's a little bit more interactive because depending on how you kill DUPs, how you help people, or how many people you let go from the suspect pens, you will get karma accordingly. Now, as it interacts with the story, it actually changes the flow of the story a little bit, but like I said, aside from minor dialogue choices and a little bit of the mission structures, just tiny bit, it doesn't really change all that much, so you feel like you're playing just a second playthrough of the same game with minor dialogue switches up until the ending, which I will get into. But then again, it is Infamous, I really enjoy it, and the use of karmic states actually, where you can actually press a button in order to choose in the cutscenes, as well as choose your path on where you want to go by just destroying everything in your path or helping people along the way, is very well done, as it gets a little bit repetitive, but it's that repetition that you really enjoy. It's something that you really enjoy to do, like, listening to a great album or playing an awesome game, over and over again. Just that one part in the mission that you really love to do in different games, or that one level that you can't get enough of. That's kind of like what this is like, the actual karmic choices. And what I really like about the actual combat is the streaks. The kill streaks are very good and very well crafted, because once you kill 7 people, you get an awesome, practically atomic bomb worthy attack with each and every power that you have obtained thus far. So, say you have smoke powers, you will do an orbital drop where you jump up in the air, turn into smoke, and then just come down as a comet, as multiple comets, and destroy, obliterate everything in your path. There are other things with Neon, Video, as well as the concrete power that you get at the end. There I kind of spoiled it, you get the concrete power at the end, but if you are working up in the story, then you should probably know that by now. So the 4th power is concrete. The only thing with these orbital drops, though, is I've killed 6 people, and I can't find a 7th one. So it always seems like there's one less person to kill, and it's really infuriating going around and looking for people to kill. And you can't kill civilians, that would be too easy, of course. No, you have to kill gang members, drug dealers, and or DUP service members. So, it's a lot of fun. The powers really make you feel powerful, except for the comet drop, where you jump up by hitting X and then hold down square. That could have been done a little bit better. It wasn't as satisfying as it was in, say, Infamous 1, or as I've seen Infamous 2. So they could have done a little bit better on that, but other than that, this is a very solid game. I really enjoyed it, and so far, like I said, it was the best game for PlayStation 4, but, then again, that's not saying much considering all that's really on PS4 at this point. are short games, first-person shooters, racing games, and the like. I really enjoyed it just as much as I did, like I said, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, but that one was a little bit shorter. So I'm going to rate this one a 9.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Favorite game on the PlayStation 4 next to Need for Speed Rivals. Very well done, but there's some minor dialogue choices and paper-thin stories that, the paper-thin plot, excuse me, that could have been kind of implemented a little bit better and a little bit smoother. So with that, 9.5 out of 10, this is Midnight Strike 3625. Keep calm and rock on.